you very much. And we're going to take questions in the chat before we now take, and then we take anybody who has a direct question to. So any of the speakers can answer the question: is Voyant 2 compatible with Android phones? There's a question from Christopher, and I think there are a lot of resources also in the chat by Professor Rockwell. So is Voyant compatible with Android phone?
Is that question for me?
Yeah, you talk about Voyant, and probably you have used it on your phone.
Okay, well,
I would advise. Phone is always the device that many people have access to when there is no electricity and other stuff. Yeah.
Well, I know the app, the web app would open on your phone if you try to use it. But to get a better experience, I think it's best to use it on the computer, a personal computer, so that you can have,
can I also add something?
Yeah, so I wouldn't advise that you use your phone majorly for these kinds of interaction with data. I would rather you use the computer best. But I'm sure the app will open on your phones, but I wouldn't advise you to use it.
Great.
The students, they don't have question now, but one question I want to ask is, where do computing belong in this digital humanities? Like you said, humanities, like, is it all about reasoning, culture, behavior, or feelings? Then where do computing, like computer science, like this is computer science students sitting down here, what do they expect to do? And is it only to learn the Voyant 2, or as they grow in their research and the study, what would they do, or what are the tools they need to learn outside the Voyant 2? The thing I want to ask is, what's the computing in this aspect?
Okay, so you are speaking on their behalf as their teacher and as their, which is a very good question. What role do computer scientists as well as students of computer science play in digital humanity project? I think we asked Professor, we presented to Professor Rockwell.
So I think there's a number of roles. So first of all, computer science students, math students, statistics students, a lot of the text mining approaches that people are taking to large scale corpora. Abel was talking about better questions and using computational techniques. Often this involves programming custom programs in Python, and understanding the statistics, understanding what word embedding does, understanding what topic modeling does. I've been working with these things, but I don't understand the math. I desperately need to work with people, understand the computation, understand how to program in Python, understand how to work with me to ask questions. And this can lead to some really innovative interfaces and innovative tools. Some of my colleagues in computer science who collaborate with us in the asking of questions of XML text, they begin to see really interesting research questions for computer science around giving access and building tools and stuff like that. So that's one thing. I think also a fundamental, if I was a computer science student, I would learn Python. I would, to follow on the speaker before Abel, I would familiarize myself with Claude Code. If you can afford it, start learning how to use these vibe coding tools and understand the hallucinations. It was a great talk about the dangers of this. And then also how to run a server. How do you run a Linux server? That's an unbelievably useful skill. We need well-maintained, well-run things. Is that an answer to the question?
Joseph, does that answer the question for you and computer science students?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Christopher Obuneke, representing the Dean Faculty of Science and Computing here. I was surprised. I've sent my question as text chat, and Abel has answered the question. I was the person that asked this question with regards to whether it is compatible to Android phones.
I have just two questions to ask the last two speakers.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy that two of them are doing their research. They are in our Nigerian universities doing their researches. Though I know that they have connection with the international community in this digital humanity. So my first question goes like this to any of them. Actually, digital humanity is a nice course, but I would like to know the challenges that are facing in Nigeria, considering the situation of our universities now, where we have some of our universities have no access to facilities. So I would like them to tell us the challenges they have faced so far, while in the course of their researches and in the course of doing the course in Nigeria here. Because I'm speaking from UK. I'm in UK right away. So, and my experience in this UK is that looking at the environment here, they have access to most of these things. Even you can be in your room, do whatever you like, without any, problem. But I know that, of course, it's not the same in our universities.
That's true.
That's right, Nigeria.
Yeah. That's true.
There's no research that doesn't have ups and downs. Even in the UK where you are, you would have some of these challenges. But what I appreciate about your question is how are we mitigating these challenges? Personally, being involved in these things, we did some about 20 hours hackathon with Professor Rockwell and myself and Augustine. We've worked extensively on some projects in digital humanities. So most of it is personal effort, and that's the truth. And because of what we have experienced, we wouldn't want other researchers who are coming behind to experience such things. So we are like pathfinders, pace setters, paving the way for others to come and have it easier. So that's the only answer I would give for now. But if you want more answers, I don't mind having a private chat with you so that we can keep track of the time.
Joanna, you are rounding up now with your PhD in digital humanities. Do you want to share your experience briefly? Joanna?
Yeah. The first challenge is that this man has already answered. Professor Rockwell has already answered collaborative. I didn't know most of these things. I'm not from computer science when it comes to coding. So personal interest and also collaborating with other people that know it so that you constantly learn from them. And when it comes to light, everybody knows the problem of light in Nigeria. So you have to improvise to solve some of your problems. Also, one of the problem also with supervisors. You are doing digital humanity, and the person that is supervising does not know anything about digital humanity. These are another challenge. Whereby in fact, the time I did my master's, one of the professors hit table and said I will not present. They said, how can I do something that they don't know anything about it? How are they going to critique it? Yep. But I will get through that through my supervisor that was interested in it, and he learned. I told him what to do, and he told me that okay, he is ready to learn, and he learned, and he's now critiquing my work. So these are the things that challenges, some of the challenges, but we can always find a way around it and solve it and go forward ahead. First is that have your computer. Second is that decide that you want to learn these things. And third, make it a profession. Then you conquer it.
All right. So thank you very much. And your second question, Dr. Matthew.
Okay, my second question is this. The second to the last person talked on what I could figure out from his presentation is all about avoidance of bias in the interpretation. I know. Then he made mention of the use of human mind or human brain to interpret text, and the use of that is critical thinking now. Then other areas, the use of AI to interpret text and get answers or results. Then my question goes like this: where lies the interaction between the human mind and the AI to avoid, if possible? I know 100% avoidance is not possible, but maybe at least 80 or 90% error or bias in the interpretation. Where lies the interaction between the human mind, the critical thinking, and the AI in the interpretation?
Okay, that looks a serious philosophical question. Let's leave it to Prof to answer that for us, because I would like to also know the answer to that. Prof. Rockwell, please help us with. Oh, you're muted, sir.
I'm sorry. I was thinking Abel might have some thoughts on this.
Okay.
I'm going to say one thing and then pass it off to Abel. I think, and this is true of not just in the humanities, but it's true in any discipline. When you ask a question and you see an answer that is in some sense mediated by technology, you always want to double check that. You always want to test. So when you're doing when you use Voyant and you do some visualization, you maybe see, you think you're seeing a pattern which you can interpret a certain way. You always want to ask yourself, how can I test that result? How can I use a different methodology? And ultimately, how can I double check through close reading? So I'm not of the view that any practice generates unbiased answers. In fact, I would say there's nothing like a totally biased answer. We all start from a positionality. The very question we ask throws a lens, if you will, a horizon on what the answers are that we're going to get. So it's not the case that you're going to get unbiased. What you can do is expand the window of what you're asking and try to understand your own biases in the very questions that you're asking and text that you're putting up. And key to that is, I call it a sort of roller coaster, using the big data techniques and then dropping down to close reading. You think you're seeing something? In Voyant, we always allow you to get right back to the text, and then you just do good old close reading. Is it actually there? And you often discover that it's not there, that you're seeing an anomaly due to encoding, due to the particular choice of texts, whatever. But I guess I would describe, I'm going on too long again. I would describe it as you're in a dialogue with these texts, and you're in a dialogue with the other people who are interested in these texts. And that's what's important. Over to you, Abel. I think you're more able to answer this.
Thank you, Prof. I mean, you've shed light on the answer already, but I would just say that the nexus of the question that Dr. Matthew have asked is the issue of credibility, validity, and robustness. And in research, triangulation gives us that opportunity to critically look at texts from different perspectives, look at the data using different approaches. And if you're able to come to some semblance of results, then you can say that the method that you have used is credible and is reliable and is valid. So there's really no hard, fast, quick fix as far as research is concerned when it comes to these things. You have to really sit down as a human being and invest your time in ensuring that you close all the loose ends. So even if AI provides a result for you, or you use computational methods to do that, like Prof said, as a human being, you still need to invest your time to ensure that you be involved in the process itself. And this is where the computer engineers, the computer students, this is where they come in. Because when you find an anomaly, you find a glitch, you find a bug, as a researcher, they would help to fix that and give you a better response. So with this, we are asking better questions because we are more informed and we're getting better results, and we are solving things better, not just faster, but we're even doing it better.